Redzone podcast. My name is Will. You can find me on Twitter at LiveOnThatSwing. Joining me today, I've got my two lovely co-hosts and a very, very special guest. Why don't you three introduce yourselves?
Hey, what's up? My name is Jackie. You can find me on Twitter at JSanDiego.
Yo, it's Mac again. You can find me at AZ Sports Fiend. That's FIEN. And now, hailing from the land of the ire, pound for pound, the hottest Arizona Cardinals account out there, our very own international man of mystery making his podcast debut right here, right now. Why don't you give the people what they want and introduce yourself, sir?
Hello, my name is Jason, and I am the man behind No Context Arizona Cardinals. Coming to you all the way from Ireland, and delighted to be on.
Hey, welcome to the show, man. We love that you're on, man.
Yeah, get some music going, Bobby. Some vuvuzelas or something, you know.
Some air horns.
Yeah.
So we're here to very briefly discuss that Seahawks game. We don't want to linger on it too long, but first off, let's talk to our boy here. So, Mr. No Context Cardinals, you hail from Ireland. How exactly did you get into the Cardinals?
So, firstly, I suppose getting into American football in particular, my brother was kind of the first fan. I have an older brother, and he would always be glued to it. And eventually, the sport, I just kind of got the bug as well. So then I was kind of searching for a team. Who should I follow? My parents happened to be on a trip to New York at the time and came home with two jerseys for me. So one was an Arizona Cardinals jersey and one was Atlanta Falcons. And it was pretty much 50-50 which one I would go with. And thankfully I went with the Matt Leinart Cardinals jersey. So
nice.
So you're like an old head.
Real fan.
I'd say that must have been 2006, 2007. And
oh wow.
Yeah.
I can't say I was a big fan until about 2010, 2011. I was more casual before that.
So you've been here through thick and thin.
Oh, big time, yeah. I'm a well-weathered, beaten-down Cardinals fan.
Yeah, those seasons will age you.
Oh yeah, they really take it out of you. Have you ever seen the Cardinals live, or are you still waiting on that day?
Yeah, so I've seen them twice.
Oh wow.
One of them I like to forget about was over in London when they lost 33-0.
Yeah.
That was the first time. I didn't even get to see a single point, so that wasn't nice.
Oh man.
That doesn't count.
But then
Never happened.
My second one was Josh Rosen's debut against the Seattle Seahawks over in Arizona. So
oh wow.
Justin Pugh, when he signed for the team, actually ran a competition on Twitter. Guess Cardinals draft pick, and you can pick a ticket to any game of your choice that year. So I was the first one in with Josh Rosen. Won the ticket. So me and my brother flew over, and Justin Pugh was very good. He kind of set us up on the like 3 rows back from the sideline behind the team bench. So great experience.
That's awesome.
Oh wow!
Yeah, shout out to your brother. What's your brother's name? We'll give him a little shout out and thank him for helping make you a football fan.
Yeah, Steven is my brother. He's a Packers fan himself. We've been over to Lambeau Field as well. We've done a few American football trips now.
Oh wow! Shout out Steve. And I know a dire question. Do you have a beer in hand now? Are you? So you must be of legal drinking limit, right? I don't even know what legal drinking limit in Ireland is. It could be 13 for all I know.
16,
yeah,
right?
It's 18.
Okay.
Most people probably start a bit before that, but I'm 26 myself, so I have a few. This is very stereotypical now, but I have a few Guinness in the fridge, so I might go into that.
That's awesome. I was gonna ask you, are you drinking a Guinness? But I thought I didn't want to stereotype.
I'm sure Guinness tastes a little better in Ireland, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, big time! I'm living down in Cork, which is like very south of Ireland.
What is it called?
Cork, so Cork. Yeah.
Okay.
And we have a stout called Beamish, so that would be my go-to. If you're ever over, get a Beamish and you won't be disappointed.
Beamish, okay.
I'll have to remember that.
I know you said the town name, and at first I was like, hold on, is this the intro to Jackie's Big Dick Player of the Week from last week? Or
I thought the same thing too. Which, by the way, there was no big player of the game for last
Come
week's
on,
game. So.
Thompson. He's
Oh,
right
okay, there we
there.
go. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So, which of these teams do you think is better at their peak, this one or 2015?
Well, I'd say you have to give it to 2015 for now. That can change over the next few weeks, but
Yeah.
2015 were more consistent, weren't they? It seems a bit up
Yeah,
and
there
down.
was no collapse.
Yeah.
Well, there was in January, but we don't
Well,
want to
yeah.
talk.
Just purely
Anyway.
from a viewing point, I think this team is it's just exciting to watch no matter what, aren't they? Just the offenses, when they're on, it's electric. I can't remember having this much fun watching Cardinals in a long time.
Amen. Yeah.
So
does that mean, were you against the pick of Kyler Murray at first? Full disclosure, I was. So when I'm not trying to.
So was I. So.
Yeah.
I was the only true believer.
I kind of had a thing for Josh Rosen, seeing as I saw his debut.
Yeah.
He actually played very well in that game, if you remember.
Yeah.
So I was kind of, he was my guy. I wanted to stick with him and draft Nick Bosa, but I'm glad I wasn't in control.
Same here. That's exactly the scenario I wanted as well.
Yep.
But yeah, so we have before we move on to like the talking about a little bit of the game last week. I know we had a question on Twitter. This is kind of a fun little one. If you're in a bar room and you're going to have a barroom fight and you had to pick one Cardinal to be on your side, who you picking and why?
Oh, wow. It's got to be... If I had someone like Isaiah Simmons next to me, then I think anyone would automatically...
Yep, that was the answer my brother said, last week.
I think he'd be good from an intimidation standpoint, but if it actually came to blows, then I'm taking Buda Baker, because he would fight to the death, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah, that was Mac's pick last episode.
Amen.
Yeah, I had picked Lecky Fotu as my pick.
That's a solid one too. Yeah.
Yeah, I have Golden. He's got my back.
But yeah, so we'll go ahead.
You're all good. I was just gonna say, I think no matter who we had on our side, I think we're kicking ass.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh yeah, for sure. So let's talk for a little bit about the game. What do you think caused our downfall here? What could you really point to for this game, I guess? What went wrong?
I'll start with the offensive line. I think Kyler getting hit a little bit early on kind of messed with him in the pocket with his timing a little bit, and that's kind of why I feel like he was kind of holding on to the ball a little bit too long instead of actually making his reads and progressing quickly enough. It just kind of seemed like, especially DJ Humphries. I felt like DJ Humphries had maybe his worst game of his career, but I'm just going to chalk that up coming off COVID. And I know he said he is asymptomatic, but you never know what, any type of disease or anything like that, affects the body, and you got to go back out less than 2 weeks later. So I'm just going to chalk that up. And I think this game Monday too also comes down to the trenches. We saw Aaron Donald. We contained him in the first game. Second game, he caused havoc. So that feels like with the Cardinals, when they win, they're pretty much dominating the trenches, and when we lose, it kind of all goes haywire right there.
Yeah, so an area of concern for me is our secondary, because we were leaving Tyler Lockett wide open pretty much all game. And we can't be doing that on Monday with Cooper Kupp.
Oh yeah, I mean, Lockett was wide open, Swain was wide. I mean, it was nuts. I know our secondary is pretty well depleted right now because of injuries, but it's just by the way, I hope that Borders kid never sees the field again, because he was just rough.
It sounds like Marco Wilson's going to be back, right? Is that the latest news?
That's I think he said that. I'm not entirely sure. Let me see.
Yeah, it seems like we're going to be getting a decent amount of guys back. Jason, what did you think of that last game? I know we don't want to mess with this game too much longer, but what was your initial observation? Because I know on your Twitter page, you post videos and not a lot of technically analysis, but I would like to hear kind of like your view of everything.
Yeah, I think it's kind of been a theme of the last few games since Hopkins has been out. I just think the offense in general just doesn't function as well without him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not against Wesley. Wesley's I think he's stepped in nicely, but he's just not Hopkins. And it must just be a trickle down effect of when Hopkins is on the field, the defense is focusing on him naturally, and then other things open up more. But it just looks like we're running the same system with him not on the field, and it's just we need to adjust in some way. We need to maybe get more screen games going, get the run games going stronger, because the teams are just, as you say, they're dominating the trenches, and I think that's because of the style of offense we're going for, and the receivers aren't getting open quick enough, basically.
I have two answers. One's serious, one's semi-serious. I think the defensive line had a really tough time after that first drive. I mean, there were plenty of plays where Wilson was just either on the move or he was in the pocket, and you got all these linemen, who are getting past their defenders but aren't getting to Wilson. And with a guy like Wilson, as dynamic as he is, you can't let him have an open pocket. You can't let him have all that time. I really would like to see the Cardinals address their interior defensive line during the offseason. But there are some bigger needs that I think could be addressed too.
Well, hopefully Jordan Phillips comes back and J.J. Watt. I think those two alone, those are your best two run stoppers right there.
Speaking of which, we almost forgot J.J. Watt is possibly back on Monday night.
Sir.
We had like a brief moment where like Gambo was saying that D-Hop could be back, and that was weird.
Fuck Gambo.
Fuck Gambo.
That was shot down very quickly. And yeah, but to your point though, I mean the Seahawks ran for 202 rushing yards as well. You're not going to win a lot of games when the other team can dominate the ground like that. Rashard Penny, broke loose at the end and kind of put that game away. So I think every Cardinal fan's hope is that J.J. Watt comes back and he's as close to 100% as possible, because he obviously makes a difference down in the trenches for sure. And then if you can add Jordan Phillips and you can get him even 15, 20 snaps, I think that's going to give us a big boost as well. But yeah, I think the game's definitely going to be won in the trenches here on both sides of the ball Monday night.
I do think that Watt being back will be a big one. But going back to to what I was talking about, the other thing I was thinking of, and I know as soon as this was announced, I was dreading it, and I'm sure you guys were too. The dome being open is a jinx. It is a curse. I hate that they keep doing it.
My sister being there too also jinxed it. Every time she goes to a game, she loses.
Okay, we gotta just keep her in front of the television on any Sunday.
Yes, stop going to games with Dad. I know you're not listening, you're in Vegas, but stop going to games with Dad. I don't care if it was your birthday. You fucked it up for us.
Yeah, it was just a frustrating game. This was a very winnable game, and I mean, this was a game that was.
It had the division championship on the line too, which makes it even that much harder to swallow.
Yeah, that was taking the ball.
Yeah,
I'm not particularly a fan of Cliff's attitude after the game, and it's like, I get it in the grand scheme of things you guys were making in the playoffs regardless, but acting like, it's no biggie, we'll just go out next week. Like, no, you guys had the division right there for the taking, and you're acting like it's nothing.
Yeah, you're a leader of men. You're a leader of men, though, so you got to kind of. What were you saying, Jason? Sorry.
It was just kind of almost a nightmare outcome of the week in general, with 49ers winning and us losing. I was kind of going into the game, I was trying to decide whether I prefer to play Cowboys or 49ers. I didn't even contemplate playing the Rams and the results to fall that way.
Yeah, that was if I remember, that was like a 5% chance of that even happening. So, I mean, yeah, we actually did like a poll on the Twitter, but I hadn't even realized that was an outcome that could happen. So we didn't even have that on Twitter.
On our radar.
Yeah, so that blindsided me.
I had another question for Jason. Do you remember like the first post that you did that kind of went viral, that kind of put you on the map at all?
Oh, let me think. There was a big enough one. I kind of set. When did I set the account up? I set it up like last summer, or well, a year and a half ago now. And the first game that season was against the 49ers. And there was a close-up shot of Cliff Kingsbury on the sideline, shouting a curse word that I won't repeat. I don't know.
I think I remember that.
So yeah, that tweet kind of blew up a bit.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew what people like from then on. Just angry snapshots.
It's working, man. You know, you get all the Cardinals fans all on the same page and everything. You know, win or lose, we can always depend on your post to kind of lighten the mood. So yeah, we appreciate it.
That's the goal. So I'm glad to hear it's working.
Yeah, keep doing what you do.
Yeah, you're a very non-toxic follow.
Yeah, which is always great on Twitter land. I mean, I can't even check the timeline during games anymore. So yeah, that's
There are times, alright, when like I would just throw up a casual photo or a Snapchat of the game, and it just kind of opens up a can of worms in the comments then of people arguing with each other. I try and avoid that.
You're starting shit, I see.
It's a big old minefield, man. Yeah. But, I mean, this was a very winnable game. Like going in, like with like 5 minutes left in the third quarter, we had what, a 24-17 lead, and then not even like 7 minutes later, we were down 14. I mean, it was just a game that was just lost very quickly towards the end. I guess is the way to put it.
The three and out killed us. Yeah, as you said, we were 24-17 up, and we had the ball. And do you remember James Conner got a 9-yard run on first down? Second down, he was stuffed, and on third down, Kyler threw to AJ Green, but he was just covered, and the ball went incomplete, and the game just kind of flipped in the moment.
That Connor play was the one where he ran the stretch and he just got caught in the backfield, right?
Exactly, I think, yeah.
Yeah, he got too cute on that one. I mean, if he just, the play call itself was kind of cute. It was what, a 3rd and 1, right? Like it was just a short yard gain, and they run a stretch.
They threw it on third down. That's the one I'm talking about now. They ran it on second down, right?
I think I'm thinking of a different play.
Yeah, and on third down as well. I actually put it up on my. I have another account called A Little Context Cardinals. Just kind of.
Oh, is that you?
It is.
I have no idea.
So, I put it up earlier in the week. Zach Ertz was kind of wide open in the middle on that third down. So if Kyler kind of progressed to him, it could have been that could have been a game-changing kind of play. Like, it's just small things like that can add up.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it was a death by 1,000 cuts. I mean, that the big play I can think of for this one is Andy Lee, that disastrous bobbled punt. I mean, I think it needs to be instilled more in punters that even if the play is devolving like that, you still got to punt, because the worst thing that happens is you punt it 20 yards down the field, they hit you, and they're at your 30 or whatever. But I mean, it was just rough seeing that happen in real time. It was awful.
Kind of a microcosm of the second half of the season. You're so close in a lot of these games, it feels like, and it's just something here or there kind of goes wrong. And yeah, that kind of happened at the worst opportune time for us, and gave Seattle great field position. I believe they punched it in for 7, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was the one where they were up 38-24, if I remember right. Or wait, no, it was 31-24, and then it kind of progressed from there.
Rashard Penny, yeah, the Rashard Penny run made it 38. Yep.
Speaking of which, that's a guy I wouldn't mind looking into over the offseason. He's been having a really good past couple of weeks.
Rashard Penny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
he's Connor and Edmund?
Over one of them, maybe. I mean, he's been having a good stretch lately. I mean,
I think Seattle would be dumb to let him go with all the injuries they've had to deal with Chris Carson.
I entirely doubt they'll let him go, but I mean, if he is there, I'd like us to take a look at him at the very least.
He's kind of finding his own, yeah, for sure. Jason, who is your favorite current Cardinal, not named Kyler Murray? Do you have one?
I do. Not it's an uncommon answer, but I have a soft spot for Justin Pugh since I won that
Oh, nice.
competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. James Conner, love watching him. Buda Baker is an obvious one. It's just a great group of guys, and they seem like a very likable team at the moment. There's not many a-holes around like the place.
Yeah.
Maybe you need a
That's
bit of
true.
that sometimes, but in general, I just think they all seem very likable, and they all seem to have bought into this Cliff Kingsbury spell.
Did you meet Justin Pugh? Like, did you personally talk to him, or did he just like leave the tickets for you?
No, he just left them at will call, so I
That's cool
didn't
though.
get to meet him,
No.
unfortunately. Yeah.
We'll have to get you back out here, and when you're out here, we'll definitely try to get a whole little group together if you want. You know, how far is London from you? If we have another game out there, are you gonna go for sure?
In London, definitely, yeah. That's only an hour flight.
The
wow.
wow, the next year for since the Cardinals stadium is hosting the Super Bowl, if I remember right, there is going to be either a London or Mexico City game. So I mean that'll definitely be in the cards for next year.
We need to take the Irishmen to Mexico City. We'll have some
Yes.
fun there. Woo! Can't drink
I'm
the
actually
water, but
looking
we can
into
drink all the alcohol.
Mhm.
I'm looking into moving to Canada soon, just for a year or two. So
Oh, really?
Oh,
it might be a bit easier to come down for a game then.
Oh, yeah.
what did you think of Arizona?
I loved it. I loved it. I went to ASU game as well the night before, and just a great
Nice.
buzz around the place. That's my favourite looking stadium I've been to as well. By the way, just on the side of a hill, just looks very cool for some reason.
The mountain, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
That's where we used to play.
yeah, that's where we grew up having to go to games there, and Sundays
Baking in the sun.
exactly in September at 1 p.m. Yeah.
That's where I saw my first Cardinals game. But
Yes,
It's
sir.
great, just great buzz around the town and everything. I remember they wouldn't accept my driver's license, my Irish driver's license. They wouldn't accept, so I couldn't
Really?
drink on the day of the game. So that was a bit frustrating. But
Oh,
other than that, it was all
that's
good.
bullshit. If you listen to Michael Bidwell, you better make it right. Bullshit.
Oh yeah, we had some stupid laws when it comes to like your ID in Arizona.
You better give him a free beer next time, Mikey.
Give the man a Guinness.
None of that watered down shit. Yeah.
He'll get the New York Giants treatment, a medium soda.
A bag of peanuts.
But yeah, my first game I ever saw was Cardinal legends Emmett Smith's last games.
Cardinals
that
Hall
was
of Fame legend.
Emmett Smith, yeah. But yeah. Anyway, I'm basically doing whatever I can to just avoid talking about this game, but we kind of have to. A lot of these like no name guys are eating us a lot. Freddie Swain, obviously, but what kind of a name is Nigel Warrior? How are you gonna have a kid with the last name Warrior, first name Nigel? That's messed up. That's a crime. That is a parent who hates their kid.
Wait, what is
Should
that
have named
from?
him Ultimate.
What is that from?
He was a Seahawks player that I heard talked about on the broadcast. Nigel Warrior.
That's a great football name right there. You know.
Well, not Nigel.
Like with how depleted the secondary actually was, they had to put Byron back in the slot. So he was our best cornerback, but he couldn't cover Tyler Lockett or DK Metcalf. He was covering their third receiver. I can't remember his name, but
was it
Swain? Swain. Oh, it would have been Swain, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Swain got wide open on one of those plays. That was.
I was on the Two Birds One Stone podcast earlier this week, and we were talking who kind of needs to step up. And I know Byron's kind of in a tough spot. You know, the only one really with experience back there to an extent, and he's only in his third year. So the first 11 games of the season, opponents when targeting him had a completion percentage of 70% or less in 9 of those 11. Since then, the last 6 games, they've completed 70% or more in 5 of 6 games. And that's kind of like right around when Robert Alford went down. So I don't know if he's feeling the burden and trying to have it carry more of a load. But that's definitely something where hopefully the defensive line can do their job and make Stafford uncomfortable, because one of Byron's 4 picks this season came on Stafford in that first game against the Rams in LA. So hopefully we can see him kind of turn this corner in the playoffs, because really, I mean, this is what it's all for. The whole season long build up is for these moments. Nothing else is going to matter. We go out and we win Monday night. Nobody is going to be complaining about how we slipped up down the stretch. And at that point, I think the Rams come in this game with a lot more pressure than we do. Cliff and Kyler making their first playoff appearance, they're definitely going to be feeling some pressure. But when you trade for what you did to get Matt Stafford and your Sean McVay, those two have to have a ton more pressure, in my opinion. So hopefully we can hit them early and often, and hopefully we can get a couple turnovers, because Matt Stafford, what did he have? 8 interceptions last 4 or 5 games. So let's keep that rolling.
Jason, who do you think is going to be the key X factor for the game?
Me, is this, sorry?
Yeah.
It's more, I think, a question of stopping. Both sides of the ball, I would say Kupp and Donald are the key players. So if we can limit their impact, I like our chances. Back, you touched on it a while ago, how Donald just took over the second meeting between the two teams, whereas he was fairly quiet in the first game. So I think just a group effort, offensive line, to limit his impact, and then do whatever we can on the other side to limit Kupp's impact. I think they're my 2 keys.
And Jackie?
Yeah, I'm gonna build off of that, and just our defense really has to step up, because I mean, I don't trust Matthew Stafford as a playoff quarterback, but we can't make him look like a superstar. We gotta hit him. We gotta play Kupp. We have to shut him down. And as far as offense goes, we have to get our shit together, because I didn't think Hopkins being out would make that much of an impact, but our receivers have not stepped up. AJ Green has not been consistent, and you really don't know how impactful Rondell Moore was until he's been gone. And he did account for a lot of key first downs this season, and his absence has been hurting us. James Conner, we're going to need somebody in the red zone, because Kyler has not been very good in the red zone this season. Well, this half of the season, I should say.
I'm gonna say a kind of out there one. I think the big player who could be an X factor for us this offseason is this postseason is I keep tripping up on that one. Is Christian Kirk. I think that I think that a lot of these teams are going to keep their eyes on Green for the most part. And Green, I like him. It's hard to really hate the guy, but it's just he has very little situational awareness from time. It's frustrating, because it's like I've seen what this guy can do this year when he is playing at his peak, but there are just so many questionable mistakes that he's had this year that have cost us, and it's just I can't say that he is going to be our biggest X factor in the playoffs. I think that Christian Kirk, he's the one who got that text from Larry, like, this is the kind of game where you show out. I'm hoping he steps up this game. I'm hoping we see a Christian Kirk masterclass, and that we can, because I mean this could very well decide. This could very well decide whether he sticks this offseason.
Hey, Jason, is there a player on the Cardinals that has impressed you more than maybe you expected heading into this season? Is there someone that's kind of, jumped on your map that you become a lot bigger of a fan of that you might not have been in previous years?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of early on. It looked like half the team could be on that list, but a lot of players have kind of tailed off now. But definitely James Conner is the obvious one. I thought that was a nice depth signing in the off season. I just thought he can help Chase Edmonds with the workload, but he has just taken over, and he's become arguably, I think, beyond Hopkins and Murray, obviously. I think he's our most important player on the offense. So definitely he's exceeded all expectations for me, and I'm praying that he's good to go on Monday night.
Yeah, I think he's had four touchdowns in 2 games against the Rams, so he knows how to find that end zone. And hopefully, him and Chase can both be healthy. When those two are healthy. I think it was only the Lions game in the second half, or in the last like 6-7 weeks, where they've both been healthy. And even then, they didn't get a lot of touches because we were down or whatnot. So yeah, that's definitely going to be. He could definitely be an X factor. Both those guys back there for sure.
And James Conner is kind of in question for this game. He did injure his ribs in the final minutes of the game on Sunday. I'm hoping he can come back, because I think that having him back would be a very big thing for this offense. I mean, the fact that Chase Edmonds is on a limited practice and Connor's just flat out on DNP for the last two practices. It's not great. It's kind of worrying. The only running back we have on the roster that isn't on the injury report in some way is Benjamin, right?
It
Yeah.
seemed inevitable in the last game. James Conner was being run into the ground basically. So it seemed like I was just praying all game that he wouldn't get injured, and then of course it happened.
That did not look like a friendly hit either. I would not want to take a helmet to the friggin' ribs.
Man, fuck the Seahawks.
But Jason's right. They did run him to the ground, which was kind of frustrating to me, because it's like, yeah, we could win the division, but let's not also kill ourselves doing it. And look what happens. We didn't win the division. We didn't win the game, and he might not play.
The sense of urgency. Wait, no, I think I've already won tangent shit. Wow. But yeah, I mean, so Connor's missing, Ward's missing, Edmonds is entirely questionable. So I think that this is, if Kyler wins this game, he's the man of the hour. I think that this is Kyler's game to win.
Well, who knows? I mean, Cliff has always played coy with injuries, so I'm not just looking at the injury report and taking that 100% right there. Let's wait it out. I do think Connor and Chase will both play. That's kind of my feeling. I mean, you have 7 months to rest up after this game if you don't win. So throw him out there. Hopefully, you throw on some protection for Connor, and he can get out there with those ribs.
Let's give Connor some Kevlar. Man. But, I mean, I am a little worried that he'll aggravate the injury, I guess is the word.
I do like.
Yeah, because then what do you do?
Every time he's on the field, he seems to be running the ball well. I can only imagine he's not getting more snaps because of his pass blocking or something like that. But he looked very solid the last day.
Who's that? Eno?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's. Are you an ASU fan? I know you said you went to an ASU game. Have you been paying attention to them? Did you watch Eno at ASU or not really?
Not really, to be honest. Me and my brother kind of him more than me followed Notre Dame. So.
Oh, the stigma! I was gonna ask the stigma. So do you have a college team or not really?
Yeah, not particularly. I'd say Notre Dame if anyone, but I wouldn't say I'm anywhere near as passionate as I am with Cardinals.
Are you a big EPL, English Premier League fan, or what other sports do you kind of like?
Yeah, I'd watch soccer as a neutral. I wouldn't be a diehard by any means. What else? Have you heard of GAA, Gaelic football, and hurling?
No, what is that?
I have.
Yeah, it's the national sport in Ireland.
Oh, neat.
So that would be another interest of mine. Yeah, but it's definitely American football has just taken over. I'm just living for every Sunday these days.
Do you have a background in video editing, or what's kind of your background?
Yeah, not particularly. I work in marketing, all right. So yeah, some natural kind of skills would transfer there, but as I just use iMovie on the Apple for doing all my stuff really.
Oh wow.
Self-taught.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Still pretty amateurish, but getting there.
It's still pretty cool though. I'm admittedly kind of running out of things to talk. I do wish that I do hope that we win this upcoming game. I really hate that they scheduled it tonight because it feels like these primetime games are eating us alive this year.
Yeah, I don't like that this is a Monday night game. Like that's.
It's
I want to.
it's less practice time for us. It's not effective in any real traditional sense other than just getting those Monday night ratings. I don't like it. It's pretty stupid.
Well, granted, I'm on maternity leave, so I'm not at work. But I would be pissed if I have to work and then go home, watch this Monday night game, probably get blackout drunk, and then go to work Tuesday hungover.
Yeah, I'm contemplating whether to call out Tuesday. We run our own business, so I'm hoping I can knock everything out on Monday. But what were you gonna say, Jason? Sorry.
I'm just saying nobody here is allowed to complain when I'll be up till 5 a.m.
Never mind.
Very fair. Very fair.
What time do you work on Tuesday?
Am I working Tuesday? Yeah, I am. I'll be present anyway. Whether much work will be getting done is questionable.
Well, hopefully it comes after a win, because
I'll get over it then.
Right.
Yeah, big team.
So we've talked about who your favorite current Cardinal is. Who's your favorite all-time Cardinal, Jason?
Oh, it's Larry Fitzgerald. It's the obvious answer, but I just love the guy. I idolize him pretty much. What a man!
Is there something you would like to change about the NFL? Is there something, like, as an outsider from a different country or whatnot, that when you learn the game that you thought that's kind of weird? Why do they do that? Is there something that you would change, or something that sticks out, or anything like that you find unique?
Like, it's NFL is getting massive over here, and in UK in general, it's getting bigger every year. But the biggest hurdle for most people is definitely the advertising. It's just it's tough for people to get into the sport initially when they aren't used to kind of ad breaks every opportunity, and that turns a lot of people off. Early on, that was probably the reason I didn't fall in love with it as quick as I did, as much as I do now. So yeah, if most people, as soon as you bring up American football over here, they'll say, "Oh, I can't stick the ads. I can't stand it."
Oh yeah, wow. You're so used to soccer and everything too. Just go 45 minutes.
Just American television in general has more advertising slots, so it's just it takes a bit of adjusting to.
Do you guys have any like NFL pubs over there? Are there like pubs where they play games, or no?
There would be, yeah, there would.
Okay.
There's a kind of a few American style bars in Cork now, and they'd show the Sunday night games or whatever. They'd have all them up on Redzone or stuff like that.
Sure, I guess with those hours, that'd be kind of hard as well. Nice.
I know some Cardinals diehards have a take on this. Do you think they should bring back the old jerseys, or do you think they should go in a new direction for their jerseys?
I think a blend would be nice. I love the state flag look, particularly on the old white one. I need to get that jersey myself. It's cool.
It's a pretty sick look.
Yeah, there's been a few photoshops going around with Tyler in that uniform or whatever, and I'd be on board for that. But
honestly, it would be really nice to see him in that jersey, and honestly, I'd get that jersey day one if they brought it back. Initially this season I was like, okay, I'm not going to buy a jersey until they change it, but then I caved when we got really good, and I got me a Kyler jersey. It was
what color did you get?
I got me a red. I usually can't stand those just plain white jerseys because I think they're just kind of plain, and when you spill anything on it at the game, it's just over. So
That's true.
I got me a red Kyler jersey.
I need to get a red one.
You have any Cardinals memorabilia, Jason? Do you have anything signed or anything like that yet?
No, nothing like that. I have my Cardinals Seahawks ticket hanging in front of me right now.
Nice.
I have a few jerseys. No signatures, nothing.
We'll
Nothing
have
that
to
cool. Yeah.
we'll have to find something to send over your way here in the next before next season starts.
I got
We'll
a
get
David
you.
Johnson signed football. You can have it.
I'll give you
No, we'll
my
keep
I'll
that
give
one.
you my I'll give you my Tyrann Matthew jersey. How about that?
Yeah, some kid in Mexico is wearing my Tyrann Matthew jersey. But I wonder what. So I don't know if anybody but I did win the little giveaway prize pack thanks to my daughter for being cute.
Oh yeah, the Cardinals Red Sea, right?
Yep. So we'll see what kind of cool swag I get.
Man, that's really cool. By the way, Michael Bidwell, if you're listening, send our boy Jason a care package.
Yeah, send Jason a care package.
I'll leave my address in the comments, Michael.
You'll probably also get some unwarranted pictures from our listeners in the live chat.
Oh no.
Pictures of feet.
So I know you said your brother's a Packers fan, right? So when we played the Packers in the playoffs, were you guys?
Was that a house divided?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. He was the first game. One of the first games I remember watching with him was the 2009 wildcard game.
Oh hell yeah!
And he was a lot more of a Packers fan than I was a Cardinals fan at that stage. So it was close to him to coming to blows when I was trying to gloat in his face. He was like,
I can imagine, dude.
How hyped were you on the Dansby play?
Oh man.
Oh, big time! Yeah, jumping around the place, trying not to wake the family.
Hey, so what do you think? Do you think we could if we make it? You know that if we have to play Green Bay in Green Bay, you think we got that game or what? Are you one of those that's like I want to avoid playing in Green Bay at all costs?
Oh yeah, I take any other matchup with that. Even though we do have their number in the playoffs, but this team is a lot different to the ones that beat them in their past.
And Green Bay in Green Bay, I mean, there have been far better teams than us that have just faltered there.
Josh Rosen didn't.
Well, fair.
I mean, not in a playoff situation, but
still.
I mean,
just Green Bay in January is just not a place to be. It's like it's like when armies try to invade Russia in the winter. Just never goes well.
Hey Jason, I got my guy Nato in the comments asked, do you know who runs the No Context Suns account on Twitter?
I don't know. I don't.
That's not an affiliate of you.
Yeah, they're everywhere. The no context accounts are everywhere over here. For like the Premier League, the soccer in particular, every team would have them. But
that's kind of where you got the motivation from.
Yeah, it was my friend. He's a Miami Dolphins fan. Poor guy.
Nice.
Poor guy.
He came up with the idea of setting up one for them, and then I just kind of got on board and said, "Oh, I'll do my team."
How's he doing about the Flores thing? Is he doing all right?
Yeah, he's still recovering, I think, but yeah, he lives in hope anyway.
How's his account? Have you already passed him in followers?
No, I'd say what am I? I'm still 4,600 or something. He's over 5,000 now, so it's close, but
you're gaining. You're gonna get him. You're gonna pass him up here shortly.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to get followers when the team plays well. I found that anyway.
True.
So,
or when you talk a lot of shit.
let's talk briefly about like the coaching carousel before picks. I'm gonna say like a name of the guy who got. What you think? So Brian Flores, what are your thoughts of him?
That was stupid. That was really stupid. Like, he's your most winningest coach in how many years, and you're just gonna let the guy go, and then come to find out that he was having disagreements with Tua when it's like you guys aren't even sold on Tua. So, who gives a shit if he doesn't get along the goddamn quarterback you don't even want?
Supposedly, he just really wanted her, like really bad. In hindsight, 2020, just dead on. But just a really tricky situation over there. I really feel bad for Flores, and I do hope that he can get another gig elsewhere.
He will. I'm not worried about it, but
Oh yeah,
they fumbled the bag in regards to that. So whatever shit show that they have going into next season, they deserve it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Future.
when you fire a coach and he's instantly the top name on the market, then I think you've made a mistake.
Yeah,
Right.
it was pretty stupid. And if he can't get a head coaching gig, I'd love to see him here over.
Yeah, I wish whoever their future head coach a lot of luck dealing with that management. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's stupid. Matt Nagy, kind of overdue, right?
Oh yeah, I was hoping
Yeah.
he's going to be the first Bears coach ever fired mid-season. I think that's the stat I heard, but um, I was
He
hoping that
held on.
we were gonna knock him out. Yeah, he held on, but not for long. Yeah, I think that's an obvious one, and they need to go out and try to probably get somebody who can work with Justin Fields and groom him, because without him, you're not gonna be very successful in the NFL without a pretty decent quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he was
Yeah.
touted as just this offensive genius coming out of the Andy coaching tree, just never potential in Chicago outside of that first year. I think he just never got over the double doink, honestly.
Yeah, and then he
Lost in the
tried
Nickelodeon
out a
Bowl.
bunch of kickers. Yeah,
9 of them. Yeah, had 9 of
yeah,
them on
he
the roster.
emphasized the next season all these kickers when it's like your quarterback sucks. Like put all your energy into that first.
Yeah, you can't ever just show it getting to your head like that. You can't allow
Yeah.
that to be so visible. I what do you think, Jason?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It was just the team was stuck in mud the last few years. They showed
Mhm.
promise early on, but he it was just time to go really. Fresh start for Justin Fields is the way to go.
Mhm.
Mike Zimmer. What did you guys think of that?
I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of.
He's getting kind of old. He's one of those He's one of those like coaches who's defensively minded, hates the quarterback. I mean,
And honestly, Kirk Cousins didn't have a I mean, he had a pretty decent year, and if he can only go, what they went, what was it, 8-8 or whatever, then he kind of feels like he ran his course for sure.
Yeah,
uh,
Vikings were a good team that couldn't finish, and the game's evolving. So I feel like we're gonna start to see in these next couple years, like older coaches kind of phasing out a little bit. I think the only one that really survives is, well, I would say Belichick will survive, Andy Reid will survive, but the game is changing, and I think it's time that these younger coaches, you'll see a lot more of those hires. Like they kind of made fun of McVay because the year after that, everyone hired his friends. But I think this is kind of the future of the league right now.
this is
Yeah,
it's a very evolving league at the moment, and I think that we will see a younger generation of coaches very, very quickly. Jason, what you think?
yeah, it's a good point by Jackie. It's amusing, like when all these young coaches were getting hired from McVay's in connections to McVay, and there's a lot of backlash in the media. But like, look at the likes of
Yeah.
Kingsbury, Zach Taylor, Matt LaFleur. They've almost all been working for the most part. So it's funny looking back on it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Zimmer will be okay. Have you guys seen his girlfriend? Whew. Sheesh.
Wait, that old ass man has a hot girlfriend?
Yeah, I saw a post that said Google Mike Zimmer's girlfriend. Googled it. Like on the bottom, it said, "I think he'll be okay." And like looking at, yep, he's fine. He's doing just good.
Maybe Mike Zimmer's
Hold my
girlfriend.
beer.
Maybe
Hold
Mike.
on.
Maybe Mike Zimmer's girlfriend and Gambo's girlfriend can get in the cat fight. but
And I'll run both of those bitches off Twitter.
but finally the big one. Friend of the podcast, the greatest coach in New York Giants history, Joe Judge, unceremoniously fired on Tuesday. Guys, what do you
Holy
think of
shit! Sorry, I'm looking at Mike Zimmer's girlfriend.
that? She's dreamy.
What do you think about that Joe Judge, Jason?
I think a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 9 from their own 4-yard
Seal the
line.
fate.
He should have got fired on the spot. He should have been walking off the field like Antonio Brown with no top on because yeah,
Joe,
you can't go on after that decision. That decision
Joe-
alone deserves to be fired.
I
Joe
swear,
Ju-
anybody who wins the press conference always sucks. And he won the press conference. He sounded all good, high and mighty, but yeah, he did not hold his ground in New York.
Joe Judge should have never been there. I mean, he was the wide receivers coach of the Patriots before being signed as the head coach. I get it if it's like the offensive or defensive coordinator. Shit, if he's like the special team. Well, no, he was the special teams coordinator. No, he shouldn't have been there at all. Joe Judge sucks.
And that point about him winning the podium, Mac, is looking back as well. The flack Nick Sirianni was getting at the start of the year, and he's got a good thing going now with Philadelphia. So it's not all the media narrative that determines wins.
Yeah, I was a part of that Nick Sirianni scrutiny. I said he sounds stupid, and now I sound stupid for saying he sounded stupid.
Yeah, I mean sometimes the bold guys are overcompensating, and the nervous guys got it all figured out. I mean, you never really know.
And then we had a question on YouTube if there's any updates with Rondell Moore, and it just got released, I think, just a couple minutes ago. Cliff Kingsbury said that James Conner, Rondell Moore, Justin Pugh are all game time decisions for Monday. So
I don't like that.
So hey, I think it's a good thing. I mean, it's obviously a good thing that we're not playing today or tomorrow. Try to give them that extra 48 hours or so. So hopefully they can all do what they have to do and be out there Monday night because we're gonna need all hands on deck. And then the last coaching one I know you didn't mention, which I think is the most egregious one, is David Culley being released.
Wait, he was
R.I.P. David Culley. Yes, I feel for the guy. I really feel for the guy.
You won 4 games with who is it? Davis Mills as your quarterback. And that
second best rookie quarterback.
The teams were competitive for most of the season. I'm not sure what they expected.
We also forgot Vrabel, but that's basically a non-starter. I mean, I don't think anybody really cares.
Wait, Vrabel? What?
Vrabel got fired on Sunday.
No,
he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Mike Vrabel.
Sorry, not I say Vrabel. Fangio, Vic Fangio.
I'm like, right before a playoff game.
I was thinking. Some guy asked if there was a coach in the Belichick tree that worked out, and I was thinking of Vrabel. Then I was like, oh yeah, Fangio. Those two got big signals together.
Yeah, Vic Palacio, whatever. Sorry, I just poured myself a glass of wine. My kid's asleep. I'm having fun.
Time's it there? 1 o'clock, Jackie? I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock. So my family went to a wine tasting, and I got stuck. Well, I didn't really want to go because I use the podcast as an excuse, but really I don't want to take my kid out to a wine tasting.
Right.
So I'm going to have my own wine tasting here. She's asleep. It's warm. It's like 29 degrees outside today.
Yeah, we were expecting we're expecting snow in this neck of the woods, 6 to 12 inches supposedly.
How's your weather?
We're getting snow tomorrow.
How's your weather in Ireland?
The usual damp, grey.
Damp?
Yeah, nothing to write home about.
Does it get cold there? Like really cold?
No, nothing crazy. I'd say 2 or 3
you
degrees
guys do,
Celsius. Oh, it's Celsius here. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it would go way colder over there. Maybe not in Arizona, but.
Yeah. No, I've always wanted to visit, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Summertime we do get some good spells, alright, but in general it's cloudy and rainy a lot.
Good to know. Maybe I'll come out in summertime.
So do you guys want to get into to pick'ems real quick?
Sure.
Jason, do you have anything else you want to say before we jump into pick'ems, or you want to give a shout out to anybody might be listening, or any inspiration for your accounts, anything like that? Anything you want to say?
Oh, all good. Just happy to be on the podcast again. My first ever one. So
Yeah.
I'm honored. And everyone should give you guys a follow because it's been very fun.
Thank you.
Well, thank
I
you.
appreciate it. So I inexplicably won Pick'ems last week, which means that last week's Pick'ems are cursed.
Yes.
I went 12-4 somehow, which is messed up.
I'm assuming Mac has the best season record. I know that the regular season's over now.
That's one thing we'll have to do next year. We'll have to kind of keep track. But Bobbles, that's your job. We don't let you talk,
We'll
but
have
you
to
got to
do
keep
something
track.
too for the loser.
Loser buys the rest of us Cardinals jerseys. Wait, no, I can't do.
Well,
I can't do.
I thought about.
I don't have the money for that. I don't have the money for that. So if I lose, I'm fucked.
Yeah, no, I don't have the money for that either. But I thought next year, loser has to sing the Sunday Night Football jingle on Twitter.
Waiting all
And
day
post it to Twitter.
for Sunday night.
Yeah,
Ooh,
okay,
never
Fireboy.
mind.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into Pick'ems. Let's do this.
All
right,
right. So opening up your playoff slate of football today at 4:30 Eastern Time, you got a very interesting game. You got Raiders Bengals. Who you got?
Let's go Bengals.
Cincy, the Raiders. You don't expect them to be here after the season that they've had, and they've overcome so much adversity. I know Derek Carr. I believe this is Derek Carr's first playoff game. I think they went to the playoffs, but he was hurt prior.
Yeah, they made it in 2015 when they were hot. He got hurt, and Connor Cook played a very ugly game of football.
I am going upset. I am going Vegas Raiders.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Little
Jason,
tangent, but I never understood why they fired Jack Del Rio after that season.
I think it was a couple seasons after, wasn't it?
Oh, I know. You know what? I think they fired him the season after they didn't make the playoffs, but still, it was kind of sus that they fired him and then fired what's his ass. But anyways, continue.
Yeah, they've never really been a model for success. But Jason, who you got?
I'll go with Cincinnati. I think this could actually be one of the most entertaining games this weekend.
Yeah.
It might be a bit of a shootout. But yeah, I think Burrow and Chase are just looking so good at the moment. So I think they'll get it done.
It's the Bo Jackson revenge game, Raiders Bengals. I'm gonna say, you know what? The Raiders have had such a miracle run this. Like, it feels like whenever we just count them out, they just continue to surprise us. So you know what? I'm gonna say the Raiders come into Cincinnati, come out with.
Ah, shit! I'm changing now. You just jinxed it. Fuck. No, we're good.
Well,
okay.
For me, the Bengals are like the Cardinals of the AFC. So.
I mean, it's hard to root against Joe Burrow in a big time game. It seems like he comes up clutch in some of the biggest moments.
It is really something how our position, how the league's and fans is just position towards him has just entirely changed over the last year. He went from being like, okay, this guy might not be number one material to, oh, this is the best quarterback in the AFC.
Crazy when you actually get a competent offensive lineman from you.
And Jamar Chase. Let's not forget our
boy,
and his boy Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, I think the Raiders win. Tonight at 8:15 Eastern, 6:15 Arizona time, you got Pats Bills. Who you got?
I got the Pats.
Well, it's supposed to be like 5-degree weather.
Oh yeah, I mean it's Buffalo weather, so I mean it's going to be pretty brutal. It is going to be tonight. It'll be 8 degrees outside at kickoff.
Fuck that.
I don't know what that is Celsius wise, but it sounds cold.
Celsius, it would be -13.
Oh wow.
Also, fuck that.
Jackie, did you say that you're picking Buffalo?
No, I'm picking the Pats. Did you guys see that Bart Scott had told Josh Allen to take some Viagra to help his blood flow?
I actually heard that is a decent trick to use. Like I hear there is
Okay.
like science to that.
I say that Kyler Murray should take it, and we can all watch him scramble on 3 legs on Monday.
I do not have experience, Bo Bobbles. Shush.
All right. Well, I am gonna go with Mr. Viagra. I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills. I think it's gonna be
Letting
a
it
tough
swing.
it's gonna be a tough bout. But you can't count out Bill Belichick. But I think this is kind of Jack Allen's time over Mac Jones. So let's go Buffalo right there.
Yeah, it's a tough one to
Yeah.
call. I'd say I'm going to go Buffalo as well. I think Patriots beat them in similar conditions before. I think Buffalo, it won't happen twice. I think they'll adjust and they won't allow Patriots to only pass 3 times or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It will also be far less windy, so that'll definitely help. I think the Buffalo wins. I think that Mac Jones has looked a little streaky the last few weeks. That Pats team's kind of faltered a little bit down the stretch. I think Josh Allen's going to have himself a good night.
So we all go Buffalo over the Patriots, except for Jackie. All right.
I am the lone wolf here.
Miss Contrarian. Okay. So opening up our wild card games tomorrow, we got Eagles, Bucks. Who you got?
I just don't know how you could go against Tampa and Tom Brady right now against that team.
It's going to be Tampa.
As much as I'd like it to be the Eagles, I don't think it will be. I think it will be interesting because the Eagles' rushing attack is just so fun to watch. But I mean, I don't think this team's good enough to beat Tampa Bay.
Definitely, I think I'm going Buccaneers as well.
Across the board. I would love to see Philly win, though. Oh, that would shake things up.
That would be cool.
They got a solid defense, and I mean, Jalen Hurts, he's a better quarterback than what I gave him credit for coming out, I thought. So, I mean, you lead your team to the playoffs in the second year, and their running game has looked a lot better, too. So, hopefully they can make a game out of it.
Yeah.
All right, so 4:30 tomorrow. I think this is the Nickelodeon Bowl, guys. Niners, Cowboys. We got.
Ugh. Can both teams just lose? Can it just end in a 0-0 tie?
I think I heard this is the
How
first
does that work in
time
the playoffs?
you just play. You just keep going.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that you would go, 15-minute quarter or whatever, and then you just do another 15-minute quarter if it keeps going. I think this is the first time what I heard is that this is the first time that they've played in the playoffs in like 25 years, which is crazy because growing up, I feel like I always saw them in the playoffs.
Who's that?
Huh? Dallas and San Fran?
That? Oh, yeah. I mean, that was a shit. That is it used to be a heated rivalry, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like a 90s playoff game.
Yeah. That's what you get when you're an 80s baby, though. But I am going to go, I can't root for San Fran, even though Deebo Samuel, it's hard not to like that fucking guy, isn't a football player. I'm going to go Dallas. Shoot me.
I would say.
I'm gonna say. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Jason. Sorry.
Thanks. I'll go with 49ers. I just think just basing it off what we saw from Cowboys against Cardinals, I think Dak just looks a bit off.
Mm-hmm.
I know they've had a few big wins, but I think in general he hasn't been the same as the first half of the season. So I think the Niners D-line might get to him and he'll miss a few throws. And I'll go with 49ers.
I'm going to say 49ers as well.
Our Discord chat's going crazy about this. We actually have our editor and a arguing in the thing. But
you got well.
Honestly, it's
Oh, what's up, Sanders?
I think the Niners defensive line is good enough to give this Cowboys team fits. I'm gonna say the Niners.
Damn, I'm the only one to pick Dallas. Okay. You California commies?
The weather here is
I
just
fucking
lovely,
hate the Cowboys. I hate the Niners, but I fucking hate the
Yeah.
Cowboys even more.
I hate them both. I hate them both. But
Jason, do you not like the Cowboys, Jason? Well, what is? Because I know when you were probably growing up, you probably never saw them, in their heyday or whatever. So, what's kind of your take on the Cowboys?
Yeah, I don't have a particular dislike for them. I know most people over in America do
Yeah,
hate them. Probably just because they seem a bit obnoxious, to be fair, America's team and all that.
see, I by the time I was really getting into football, they were never really that kind of powerhouse, so I never really hated them as much as other people.
Nah,
I
when you grow up in the '90s and the Cowboys are the team, they're
yeah,
fucking annoying. And then when they would take over Sun Devil Stadium, and
yeah.
the fact that there's all kinds of Cowboys fans still in Arizona that have never even been to fucking Texas, it's just really frustrating. So like my hatred of the Cowboys will always overshadow my hatred of the 49ers.
so which one of us is gonna watch the game on Nickelodeon and just get the full experience?
We know it's going to be you.
Me, since I have a kid.
It's gonna be me.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, growing up here, we were in the same division as Dallas. We
Yeah.
used to be in the NFC East, crazy enough. So we play the Eagles, Giants, Cowboys, fucking nuts. But I remember going to games as a kid, and you have these fucking dudes in wife beaters and cowboy hats, in the stadium, like just talking mad shit, even to like kids and whatnot. So I just remember those. It was not fun to go to Sun Devil Stadium when the Cowboys were in town, or even San Fran for that matter. They were both,
Obnoxious.
yeah, giving good reasons why I hate both of those teams right now.
So
Yeah.
who's gonna be the Nick valuable player? Who's gonna get slimed?
Probably I don't know, somebody stupid.
I'm gonna go
Last year it
Micah
was
Ezekiel
Parsons.
Elliott.
I'll go Micah
last
Parsons.
year last year it was Mitchell Trubisky because there was like a fan vote, and they are all trying to get Mitchell Trubisky slimed.
All these kids that don't know shit about fuck.
You know what Nickelodeon is out there? You guys have that in Ireland?
Yeah, I imagine it's still there. I used to watch it as a kid. I'd say the
Oh,
shows are
nice.
probably a bit different, alright, but
Yeah,
there's a version of it over here anyway.
nice, cool, that's
Neat.
awesome.
All right, so Sunday night we got Chiefs versus Steelers. Who y'all got?
I
Chiefs.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you can pick the Steelers. We'll keep that one short. I'm gonna go Chiefs
Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs definitely.
across the
Man,
board. Yep.
I really can't wait for Big Ben to get his butt kicked in tomorrow night. I but yeah, all of this leads us to Monday night, Martin Luther King Day, at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, 6:15 p.m. Arizona time. Your Arizona Cardinals versus the coffee drinking, the soy
The soy boy loving.
boy loving, kale eating LA Rams. Who y'all got?
The Cardinals. So what we do, we'll pick the total score too, and that'll be the tiebreaker. But yeah, I think the Cardinals are going to come out look like the best road team in the NFL. That's what I'm hopeful for. 8-1. We kind of have a little bit of a history going in and winning in LA, Arizona. We got the Suns who went in, knocked out the Clippers and Lakers in LA last year. So let's keep that going. And then in the last three wild card games before between division teams, the road team has won all three of them. And then going back to the 2014 season, the road team has won five of the last six of those. So I know we got two of those this weekend: Patriots and Buffalo, and Cardinals and LA. So hopefully that can stay true for us. So let's go Cardinals. I'm gonna go. I think it's gonna be a little bit of shootout. I'm gonna go 34-31. Big Dick Matt Prater winning it at the end.
Jackie?
So obviously I'm gonna pick the Cards. As far as a final score, I'm gonna say shit. I'm gonna say
Sounds good.
27-24. As much adversity as we faced and everybody's down on us right now, I got to be a homer and I got to say my cards because what's the point of being a fan if you're just going to be negative about the team? But I mean, any given Sunday, it's the playoffs. Crazy shit happens. I think if our team comes out with some heart, anything is possible. As cliche as it sounds.
I'm here for it.
Jason.
Yeah, I'm not always the most optimistic, but I'm on a podcast, so why not? Cardinals.
I don't think
man,
Jackie or
be
I.
honest. We won't roast you.
I don't think Jackie or I have ever picked against the Cardinals, to be honest. So
Jackie
Never.
has.
has she?
When?
I don't know.
Oh, she said when.
I thought she did at one point. I can't remember when.
She said, "Bring the receipts or shut your mouth." Will, that's what she just said.
Yeah, put your nuts on the table.
No, thank you.
Sorry, I may have had a little too much Chardonnay.
It's okay.
It's my first time this whole season. I had been sober. I've been pregnant. Now that I've had this kid, let me have fun.
All right, Sanders.
Oh, what did Jason say? What was the score?
Yeah, what did Jason say?
Jason,
Yeah.
you said Cardinals, right?
Yeah, I'll go Cardinals. I think it's all about the start. The first game they met, we got the cushioned lead, and Rams were just playing from behind and went away from the run. We had a chance to do that in the second game again, but Kyler threw an interception on their goal line. So I think this, if we need to jump out to a fast start, and if we do, I'll go with Cardinals 31-24.
31-24.
Sanders. Wait, is that a second guest on the show? Hello, everyone. By the way, I'm not going to be here long. I literally just want to say, because I've never picked the Cardinals on this show before, which is not on purpose. It just was the matchups before. I'm sorry. Stat Padford's never won a playoff game. They're going to get their teeth kicked in. They're going to get their teeth kicked in. Cardinals are winning this game 34-20, baby. It ain't going to be close. It's going to be an upset night in LA tomorrow on Monday night. Let's go, Cardinals.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Oh, shit. You woke up my kid, Sanders.
I apologize to the baby.
Well, everybody's picked, so I think we can just wrap this up. I think everybody's picked. Everybody, yep. All right, so this is...
God damn it, Will.
I don't feel good about this. This is
a good sign, people. This is a good sign. We don't want Will to be optimistic.
If he picks the Rams, he's not allowed to host this show ever again. You guys need to kick him out.
We've been trying, man. We've been trying.
Hold us to it. Johnny Venerable. Delete your account.
I don't feel good about this. I feel like they have us beat on a lot of levels, and it feels like, I don't know. It feels like the only way we win is if Stafford makes some big mistakes. And granted, he has been doing that a lot. Like, you can't rely on that to get a win. Anytime you have to introduce like that many variables in the mix, it's not a sign of confidence. I feel like the Cardinals are going to come in. I think they're going to lose. Granted, I don't think either of these teams are going to get far just based off of circumstances. Whoever wins, I feel like they're going to lose pretty quickly. Just the fact that it is a Monday night game and there is such little time after.
Yawn. Pick a fucking score.
24-20 Rams.
Oh.
Jason, booby motherfucker. Your negativity, I feed off it. But yeah, I want to feel good about this, but it's just I can't in good conscience say we're gonna win. But
that's why there's 5 of us on this show right now, and it's 4 against 1. We all got the Cardinals, other than Will. So I take that as a good sign. Anytime Will picks against us, we end up winning for the most part. So let's hopefully the boys come out Monday night and give us a nice little show, so we can all go to work Tuesday, hungover, tired, but with a victory under our belts.
Yes.
Let's pray. I'm praying for it. It would be nice to come in on on a Wednesday night and record this again and just be overjoyed. But
So I can talk all the shit to you.
and I hope you do. I hope you do.
Fingers crossed.
But before we close out, do you guys have anything else to add, or?
I just want to say thank you, Jason. No context cards. If you don't follow him, which I don't know why you wouldn't follow him,
Get your shit together. Do it.
I guess maybe my mom's listening. Maybe so. Mom, create a Twitter account and make sure you follow No Context Cards.
Sorry, Mrs. Mac, for all the curse words and sexual innuendos.
You don't give a fuck.
Thanks, guys. It was very, very fun to be on. Yeah, honored to be asked again, and I can say I enjoyed my first ever podcast.
Yeah, no, we're the ones honored, man. We appreciate it. You're the hottest thing going right now. So thank you for
maybe the second biggest guest we've had.
Who?
I
think he's got more followers than British Bird Gang. If we're gonna,
he does. Yep.
Oh, you do?
Sorry, Tom.
I'm not sure about that now.
I'm pretty sure he does. Let me check real quick. And come on, speed it up, speed it up, speed it up. Oh, nope, just a little more for Bird Gang, but still pretty big.
Okay, we'll have to have you them both on here in the future.
Next time I'm on, I'll have more. That's the goal. So.
Yes, sir. Go. Yeah, hopefully we can have you on again, man. We truly appreciate it for sure.
Yes.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
No problem, man. But anyhow, this has been the Redbird Redzone podcast. My name is Will. You can find me on Twitter at Swing.
And I'm Jackie. You can find me on Twitter at JSanDiego. That is 2 O's.
And I'm Mac. You can find me at AZ Sports Fiend. That's FIEN.
I was Jason. I'll throw my name in at the end here. Follow me at No Context Cards.
Or even a little context cards too, right? You're on both.
All that one as well. if you want the opposite side, if you want some analysis and all that, then Ash.
I know.
I can't remember the exact handle for that one now, but
we thrown a shout out on this podcast for that one as well, and I was curious, so it's good to know that you run both of them.
Yeah, it was kind of a thing of I had the No Context account, and I was frustrated that I couldn't actually have a voice. So I was like, "Screw this! I need to make something where I can actually tweet."
Nice, awesome, dude. Well, we appreciate it. Seriously, we had a great time, and hopefully we can have you back on again in the near future. And we're gonna get you out to Arizona, and we'll all go to a game.
That'd be great. Cheers, guys. Go Cardinals.
Cheers.
Go Cardinals.
Give this man a beer. Anyway, so this has been the Redbird Redzone podcast. This is a Max Hall production, and peace out.